was you mute the stream, which is...
So they can hear you. Now they can hear me.
Well,
we did a whole intro and there was no audio. I do apologize.
Don't worry, Q will fix this in post.
Bloody post what? Mate, I'm just leaving it as is. Can I crop this?
I know what you're trying to crop it. You know how to do it. I have showed you ways. The ways.
No, I mean like on YouTube. Like, can I crop out audio? Yeah. Let me just post in Discord to because I know some of the people who are watching came from the stream and they would be in the Discord. So let me just post in Discord and let them know.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to the. What are you doing now? Your podcast. Your our overlay is fucked.
Is it?
Yes. Where they can see our voices is fucked, and they don't know who I am. I'm a mystery person.
Okay, just talk. Wait, I just need to do this quickly, and then I'll fix it after. Continue. Just leave it.
Trust me. Just don't go into NSFW channel.
I'm not doing that. I've moved the Discord to a second screen, so don't worry. It's all safe. It's all safe. Continue, good sir. Let me just do this.
Welcome back to this sweet and innocent podcast with me, your co-host, Rare Entry, and the wonderful, beautiful, and not so intelligent, unfortunately, husbando of dreams, Mr. Q. Obviously, he's a bit busy right now with this. So yeah. So today's podcast, we're going to be talking about Spy Family. For those of you who watched the previous episode, you would obviously know that we only got to up to the third episode, and from now on, there will be, I guess, the rest of the season. So from episodes 4 to episodes 12. I actually thought it was only 10 episodes, but yeah. And I literally just finished the last episode.
Thinking that there were 10 episodes. Thinking that there was 10 episodes, that's like homeless people behavior. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
Look, what is homeless people behavior?
Homeless people behavior is all behavior that is not amazing and awesome. Homeless people behavior. So like,
also,
I'm just saying.
Guys, thanks to our, tech over here, Mr. Q, Mr. Host himself. No one knows who's talking, and you missed out such a wonderful.
Oh, they know who's talking. They know who's bloody well talking. They know I don't sound like you. They know what I sound like. They're like, he sounds like a quality top tier bando, and that other guy.
No, that's what I'm saying. Random at this point. They do not recognize our voices. They have no idea who you are. They missed your whole. What were you doing? You pulled off like 3 or 4 different accents.
I did.
Like, the pre-stream and then like the non-recorded part of the stream. Sorry, guys. Sometimes this happens.
Look, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Miss Cozy. Right? For those of you who catch that reference,
you're okay.
For those who catch that reference, top tier, leave a comment. Let me know if you catch that reference. Those of you caught it. Those of you don't know that reference, Miss Cozy. I don't know who you are. Stranger people.
Who are you?
Okay, so
they didn't even hear me getting ripped about not having friends. You see, Cuban bullying me off.
You have friends?
I don't have any friends. Okay?
Exactly. I thought I was your only friend. Actually, I told a mate of that today. Like one of my mates, like he hit me up, and because we're gonna have like this. We're doing a board game night over the weekend. So he was like, "Oh, who's gonna be there?" Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, we're just gonna have some friends over and stuff like that." And he's like, "Wait." He was like, something he was saying, and then he was saying like, he was saying he wanted to do some board games, right? But I was like, yeah, like, you don't have any friends. I'm your only friend. He's like, you don't have no friends. I was like, well, you believe that? I've got.
You
friends.
You were like, I have this dude online. He's so cool. He's called Rare. He's such a handsome, tall, and innocent dude. Complete Chad on the.
I never said that.
Streets?
I never said that.
He did say that. He man, oh God, you guys should have heard it. He was filling me. He was making my ears wet. No, but
I would never say that. And oh, by the way, those of you who are watching, please make sure to drop a like if you can. The likes do help. It helps push the podcast in front of other people's eyes so they can see it and know the splendor of what the podcast is. That means
quality, the husbandiness.
Did you just try to make? Did you just try to come up with a word on your own?
Yes,
that is my job.
I'm calling Google. I'm calling dictionary to fit that in there. Into their dictionary.
I thought you were gonna say you're calling dibs because you can't call dibs on that. It doesn't belong to you. So yes. So we're good today. We're continuing on with our discussion on Spy Family. You know, on air servers. What's going on, Mr. V? Welcome to the podcast. Yes.
What's up, V?
Just a shout out to all the regulars who are here. You know, there's Missy R, there's Mr. V, there's Nalu, and all the rest of you guys who haven't commented yet. But you should comment because the comments help. You know, and you should come out in the podcast, and you will be shouted out for a moment as we continue to talk about Spy Family. So
I understood it coming, but yes, comments, yes. Yes.
The comments, good
really
sir.
Big again, just real quick. For those of you who don't understand what's going on at these episodes, and maybe we should clarify this, just for everyone who's listening.
Yeah.
Spoiler warnings ahead from episodes 4 to 12. Just let me reiterate it because I think it wasn't picked up in the beginning. But yeah, just so you guys know, spoiler warnings ahead for Spy Family or Spy X Family, as I would probably say. But I'm going to try and cut out the X's now because I'm getting used to Q's way of saying it. Let's hear your thoughts on this, Q. Go. It's
for the splendor! I love Spy Family. I think it's amazing. I have started watching Spy Family, and let me tell you something, Leveler, right? Let me just tell you something about the Spy Family. You know that some people don't understand the splendor of Spy Family. These are crazy people, of course, but of course we are not crazy
like
people.
Me, but yeah, especially myself. I love myself. You know. Sorry, go on. We're not talking about me. Sorry. Yes, the family. Yes. Continue.
I will say right now, I didn't give Spy Family a rating on my anime list yet. I didn't give it a rating. You know, I was like, let me wait to the podcast. You know, let me wait till we talk about it on the podcast, and then I will come in with full husbandariness, and I will tell the people. I'll tell the people what's going on with my Spy X Family love. So I watched all 12 seasons of season 1, which again I loved it. I love season 1. I thought it was I thought it was a splendid thing. I actually felt like season 1 ended like on a huge cliffhanger, and I felt like if I was someone who watched season 1 alone and had to wait till season, like if I'd watched it like a while ago and had to wait till season 2, I'd probably be so pissed. I'd be like, no, you piece of wanky poos. Why do I have to wait for more of this goodness? So I will say that much. I really do like this anime a lot. My favorite character in the anime, should we tell our favorite characters yet? Nah, I'll save that for later. I'll just say I like Spy Family so far. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a masterpiece. Season 1 is a masterpiece on IMDb. I will highly recommend it to anyone who wants to check out this anime. It is about a family who comes together. That's basically the pretend family, but they're slowly becoming more and more like real family, you know, as time passes by, you know, the splendor. So,
is it safe to say that we should have our question of the day be, who's your favorite character?
I think so. I can make that a thing. Who is your favorite? You only have 3 choices. We will have
3 choices.
We will have 3 choices.
We have some side characters, but I think we should stick with the main 3 characters for sure. I do like one of the characters in the school, though. I have to say. But
which one? Yes. Which? Let me see if I guess. Let me see if I guess. Let me see if I can guess which character you like. Elegance. Is it? Tell me, it's gotta be the teacher. It's gotta be
like Elegance. He's good. He's up there. He's up there. He's like in number 5. You know, like if you had to like for the first 3, be obviously the main 3 characters. Elegance, he's too much. He's to die for. And him, well, obviously I can spoil it now. Him punching. Is it his brother or just another teacher? I'm not too sure.
He's another teacher. He's
another teacher.
He's another wanky teacher.
Yeah, him socking the other teacher right in the face, right in his stanky.
For the splendor.
Say, right in your stanky face. Got the punch. Justice deserved.
It was amazing. I was fist bumping when he did that. I was like, in your face, stinky piece of shit. Take it in your waist. Yep. You suck.
Lost your wife, lost your kid. Now you're acting like you're fucking salty and shit. Take it in your face. I actually have to say though, Spy Family, just real quick, low key. You know how we talked about Cyberpunk, and I love how animes, because there is an anime
it's anime, not animes. You know, anime is plural.
The animes, the memes.
No, it's anime.
Look, I'm gonna say it how I say it, okay?
And I'm correcting you.
Leveler. So in the animes, that have such unique they don't follow generic anime tropes. Yes, we love the generic anime tropes. I love the generic anime tropes, and people who love anime love it for the anime tropes,
Yeah.
the generic over-exaggerated faces and stuff. But what I love about anime that could do something different is when they kind of break the mold, where it's not just they're all cunts. Sorry of my language, but that they're all just cunts. Like one of the teachers actually had, he was so proper, and then when he saw Lloyd jump in the water to save the kid who was actually a bait, and then them changing it, and he was like, like no one would have guessed. Like, of course, we already knew Lloyd. Yes, we knew that Lloyd was gonna, plan B that shit.
I didn't think so. To be honest, I was surprised when it happened. Like when they were like, "Oh, we got an extra change of clothes." I was like, "What the mugger juice?"
Where did they change? They just like start stripping in the middle of the.
I started thinking, I'm like, they're changing in the middle of nowhere. Like people's just watching. I mean, granted, I wish the camera should have been on your while it was happening. I'm just saying. But, I mean, I'm just saying, but they didn't do that, so it's all good. Whatever, Unless of course they're wearing all that extra clothes underneath the clothes they had on, but that's kind of weird. If they had like 3 layers of clothes.
That'd be way too hot. I think they actually do show like people getting tired, people getting hot, people getting thirsty. In anime, you see motherfuckers jumping from tree to tree, and it's just like regular day. Like people don't think how much energy it takes to actually jump from a tree to tree. Not that I would know, but if I did know,
I'm surprising the poll, by the way. Just a shout out. The poll is going on.
Can we talk about that poll real quick?
I'm surprised my boy Lloyd does not seem to be getting any votes. I'm surprised. I mean, granted, I wouldn't vote for Lloyd either, but
I mean, Lloyd is the one that's bringing this all together. But then, could someone show some love to Lloyd? Lloyd is sitting in here with 0%.
I mean, have you seen her? She is splendid for us.
I voted Anya. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Are you serious?
I had to vote Anya.
For me, if I was voting, I'd vote for Yor, because I mean, she waifu. I like Anya, but
come on, Q. Just drop your vote and let the stats be known. If I can vote, I feel like you should also vote.
No, I didn't vote. Nah, if I vote, it'll really skew the poll. Like plus I can't vote. I'm logged in as on the account. They won't allow me. So, but I would vote for Yor. If I had to vote, I'ma just say for all of your people out there, I feel you on that Yor love. The poll is gonna remain open for a while, so you guys feel free to cast your votes for who's your favorite caricature in it. If it's an other character that's not on that list, you could just type their name, like my boy Frankie. You can put Frankie's name in there. If you like Damien, you can put him in there. If you like Henry Henderson with the beautiful quality and his sort of elegance. You can drop his name inside here,
The thing is, he's so easy to animate because you can't see his lips, and he talks. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of a big old Great Dane. And you know what really caught me off guard when I say that is that the man is super. Like you could imagine a real person like him. He's super strict, but he might be out of shape. But no, this dude's out in the middle of the morning jogging, making tea for people. And
he's top tier. He's a bando of dreams. That's what he is.
He's a grandpa bando of dreams. That's what I would call him.
Top tier bando. My guy's out there doing the most, right? Doing the most. He's fit. He is elegant all the time. All he's concerned about.
Elegance.
That's
the line. That's the line of today.
All he's got, man. My guy is all about them elegance. And I have to say, Henry Henderson, living that bougie life. I do like him, if I do say so myself.
He do be bougie, yeah.
Yeah, he's very nice.
He will out bougie anyone, I'm telling you.
I mean, anyone except my sister. No, my sister is top tier bougie, if I do say so myself. She top tier bougie, she knows if she ever listens to this, she knows what I knows about her bouginess, I mean, I'm just saying, she bougie. That being said,
is your character, if you had to like choose all the other characters, still your favorites, or
yours my favorite? Honestly,
without a doubt,
because I waifued Yor pretty early in it. Like once I waifued once Yor got waifued, I was like, she top tier. After Yor, it was probably Henry, and then Anya, and then probably Lloyd and Frankie. I think that's kind of the order. Frankie kind of annoyed me in that episode where they did the whole castle thing. Like he kind of annoyed me in that episode because I was kind of like,
he went, bro. Frankie's the kind of homie that would go all out.
He went all out, but it was annoying. Like I felt like, I mean, that episode felt like a filler episode. Like to me, when I watched it, I was like, that it felt like it added nothing to the story. Like there's nothing added to the story.
Yeah, I guess to a degree. Yeah.
So it kind of like I didn't really feel that episode. Like I like Frankie when like he's like when they're interrogating you or like they're pretending to be like secret police. That's Frankie. I like when it's like on the story, like the story's like happening, and Frankie's like he's doing the most, and Lloyd is like chill the fuck out, Frankie. You're doing too much.
Bro, and with Twilight, bro. Like let Twilight handle the scene.
Frankie don't give a shit. Frankie's like, let me tell you something. You're going to jail, bitch.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't pick up on anything, you know. So that's pretty interesting that they didn't, you know, get any kind of whip on. You know, they don't even question it. I feel like people are in the story. Just like a little side note, they're kind of like they're how to say this. They're blind. They will turn like a blind eye to something that should be really questioned. Like, why is your single? There was no question. Like Lloyd's questioning there as a spy. No, obviously we know that this is for, you know, the plot. Yeah,
but the thing is like you're just awkward. That's the thing. Like even if she wasn't a spy, like an assassin waifu, she is an awkward waifu. So not believing that she's single is very believable in that sense. Like it's not like she's like a very social person and chill. Like she's awkward as hell, and also she's a bit of a, in the words of Miss AR, you know, she a bit of a gerbil brain, if I do say so myself. You know, she do be having some gerbil head. She not very bright up there, you know, like she's
and she sucks at cooking.
I do like when she gets drunk though. She's hilarious when she gets drunk. I'm like, I'm like, yes, girl. Next,
the whole witch scene, and she just took it all in, and she. You know what I do have to say about that episode though? Going back on the little like
which episode? Because she got drunk in two episodes. One was the castle. Okay,
yes, the castle episode. The castle episode, right? Oh, the brother episode we need to talk about as well. But
yeah, I was thinking that one actually, but go on.
Yeah, so with the castle episode, I thought it was very funny because you get to see how everyone else sees Twilight and how respected he is, and them literally coming over like, oh, it's actually the Twilight, you know, he has such prestige, and they try to, we get a chance to beat up Twilight, you know, like they all wanted to take their chance, you know, and he just manhandled them. He took those paintballs or whatever the hell they were, and he just started letting it go, man. He was just showing them, and you have to imagine they're all top tier spies. All of them. He literally had the best of the best. And they flew in seconds, man. Not even minutes. They flew in seconds. So you know what? I have to say, respectable episode overall.
It is respect. It is respectable. You know, I have to say, it is a respectable episode. I just think that it was like a filler.
As a filler, okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. You know, I mean, you know, I mean, like my I had a favorite episode, and I did like the brother episode. I thought that was really like hilarious. I like the fact that he just sort of came in trying to like, you know, he's very protective of his sister, and then also like they had to put in that he asked his sister to marry him when he was a kid, and he's like, "You're not good enough for her."
But why do they need to ask that though?
It's anime though. It's anime that happens. Like to be honest, a lot of kids actually do that when they're younger. Like they say they want to marry their mom or their sisters or like that's common. Like kids do that. Kids definitely. That's not even like
it's not even like a sexual thing. It's more like a
like I love you, I want to be with you all the time kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to be with you all the time. Until you start annoying them when they're teenagers, and then you're a loser, and then you just
they don't want to be around you. They're like, leave me alone. You suck,
bro. You're playing that game. Oh, bro, that's such a boomer game.
Do kids actually say that though? Like such a boomer game?
I have no idea. I'm just pretending to be a kid. I'm not actually a kid. You know, I never had a childhood. No, for real though, I understand that's an anime trope, and in Japan it's like more, you know, they're trying to like push some agenda, which, you know, it's fine. I don't know how you guys feel about it, chats and everyone else, but I feel like him liking his sister, wanting to marry her. I see why, but at the
I
same
think
time,
it's cute as a little boy. Like as he gets older, it's kind of weird, but still, like I accept it as that's just it's for the story, you know. Like it doesn't bother me too much.
Spin-off, I feel like if this was spin-off, real quick,
Mhm.
and this was not anime but a hentai, I feel like, you know, other things would go down. There would be no Lloyd. There would just be...
let's not even go into that territory because that would spoil it for me. I don't want this to be a hentai. I like it the way it is. I like the.
I'm not saying it's.
I like the cuteness. Here's the thing, though, right? I'm seeing a comment that highlights it. For me, I really like when she was about to kiss Lloyd. I wish it happened. I wish it happens, man. I was there shipping that scene. I was like, kiss him, girl. And she's like,
you were there. No, this is how I imagined you watching this anime. You're sitting there on your sofa. You have your peacetime. No one's around. And then this scene plays. We all know which scene we're talking about. If you don't know, watch the freaking anime. Right? This scene is playing. You see her pull back her hair, pull it over her ears. The whole, like, you could feel like the wetness on her lips.
Yes.
And she's about to move in. And I just imagine.
I was up on the screen. I'm telling you. I got up my chair. I was like, love her, kiss him now. And it didn't happen though.
This is how I imagine you. I'm sorry. You're there. You have, you know, because you're British, you have a suit on for some weird reason, even in the middle of the day or the middle of the night, and then you just stand up in front of your telly and you just start thrusting your pelvic. Like your whole hip. Yes, this dude, you're just like, just let it go through. Like you're so into it that it's good. It's really good to hear you're like, you know, you're hyped for it because
I really wanted them to kiss though. I was like, yeah, girl, get you some Twilight, yeah, buddy. But it didn't happen though. It didn't happen.
I find it strange that she hasn't kissed anyone for her mission though. But then again, I guess she is just an assassin. But...
She is like, I think the thing about Yor too as well is like she goes straight for you immediately. Like she doesn't dick around. Like Yor is like, if she comes to get rid of you, you going. Like you, she is busted. She is busted. She's over. Like I honestly think she's stronger than Lloyd. Like if they went on each other one-on-one, I think she takes him out. Like easily. Honestly, I want to see this like someone make a meme on this where it's like Batman versus Superman, and then they put Lloyd head over like Batman's head and put Lloyd's head, and then Yor would be Superman, right? They'll have to like add jugs on there or something, but you know what I mean? Just like because that's what they're like. One is like super intelligent, always thinking like I'm gonna try to read his brain that one time, you know, and she just like passed out because he was just like. You know, he was going through every single thoughts, and then he was thinking about spy shit, and honestly, like I can relate to Lloyd's thought process because he's just like one thing is hitting you, and then you know sometimes I can't formulate words properly because like there's so many ideas coming through my brain. So and then for Yor, you know, she's very like the food wasn't that bad, right? Boom, you know, and it's just like damn, you know? Yor can't cook though. She a wife who can't cook. She's like when she's like, oh, I'll cook some, and he's like, no, let daddy cook. You can't cook, mommy.
Yeah, she just over like, bro, Anya is the comedy, bro.
She is.
You know what's funny with Yor? Just a little funny moment with Yor. You remember when she was trying to help Anya with the homework?
Oh.
And then she saw the S, and she was like, it's funny how S looks like a backwards 5 or whatever she said. I was just like, oh my god, she is a dutz. She is a dutz.
Actually, she was actually working it out. You know, it's just she just got distracted. The thing about with Yor too, I love that like the thing with like, and this is one of the things that Anya that I've just come to the conclusion where this is like a thing I can guess with her throughout the series. She is definitely comic relief. Like with her, it's like whenever it seems like she's gonna be doing something cool, you know, she's gonna be awesome, she's gonna get it done. She does this comic relief, like when they had the dodgeball game, right? And I have to say that was hilarious. Like the little dude in school, I don't know his name. But he's like a grown man in the class. He's like butch looking.
Bro, that kid was too much, bro. I was so
face.
I thought it was Lloyd for a second because he has blue eyes, and I just thought, wait, is that Lloyd pretending to be a kid to like lose on purpose?
I was like, no, that's definitely a kid. He's a grown-ass man. What caught me in that scene was when they showed like the flashback with his father where he's like, son, you know, like, you must make us proud. You'll be in the military, la-di-da. And he's like, yes. He's like, daddy. And he runs. I'm like, no way. He's like, okay. I was
Honestly,
laughing
if that
so
was my son, I
hard.
would be proud. I would be proud if my son was not ripped and just like ready to take on the world like that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
His
I have
name
a
is
comment
Bill.
here.
Billy, yes, Billy Watkins. Oh my god, when I saw, I was
you remember
laughing
these
so hard. I was laughing so I couldn't think. And what this is where I realized Anya is just comic relief was because of the fact like when she got the ball, and it's like my guy jumps in to save her because we already know he waifu Anya already. Like, you know, he already thinking Anya is waifu,
bro.
even though he trying to play like he don't like her.
Bro,
my
she's
guy,
just a commoner. She's a peasant.
Desmond he's already waifu it. Damien wants that as his top tier. He's already blushing every time she comes around him. He can't stop looking at her. He's like, oh, waifu. But the problem is, right? Anya does a whole thing like she's like, Mommy taught me all these things, and I'm gonna do this leveler. She's remembering all the flashbacks. Is this like watching Naruto or something? And you've seen the character remember the flashback like they're training and stuff. I'm thinking shit.
Him training and him catching the freaking like spirit bomb looking like Jujutsu Kaisen freaking like one of Gojo's attacks. Somebody's spoiling for JJK, but it's not really relevant to the story. I'm not really spoiling it. But he catches it and it's like, did you notice it was the Dragon Ball Z background? It was like Planet Namek looking, you know, with the blue grass and the
I didn't actually pay attention. Oh, actually no, I did notice that. Yeah.
When he catch the tire and he was just like rocking it.
And he was losing every time. He was just getting knocked out. But you know what? When he caught the ball and saved her and then she had to chuck the ball back, you could see Bill getting afraid. He's like, oh shit. Because she's like, Mommy said, you put your weight and take your step into it. She's like doing the whole thing. I'm like, oh shit, Anya's gonna do it. And then like, for a split second, I was like, this is bloody Anya. Somehow she's gonna mess this up. And straight up, it bounced on the ground. Bill catches it. He just looks at her like, yeah, no.
He doesn't even throw it properly. He just like wrist throws it.
In that moment I was laughing, but I also was kind of annoyed because I was like, I wish she did it. Like I wish she did like a killer move at least, you know. But then I guess the whole thing with Anya, she's supposed to be the comic relief. Her parents are like they're the badasses, you know. Like they're supposed to be getting shit.
What would be cool though is if she threw it and it crushed the floor and then bounced up. You know,
that would be cool. Mm-hmm. At least it would have shown that she's strong. Like
it would have shown that she got something from Lloyd, you know. But
she got nothing. Not from Lloyd, from Anya. To be honest, Anya's the one who's not Anya. Sorry, I'm yours. The one who.
Yes.
Yours the one who trained her. But you know what? One of the other episodes that I really enjoyed as well, and I think this one was less so like comical, but it was so endearing for me. Was when the kidnappers tried to kidnap Anya, and Yo lost it. Like in that moment, she was like, when Yo came in and they were like, oh, she's probably the nanny. You know, these rich kids don't have like their parents would never be them. And Yo was like
shit talking her, man.
She was like, I am her mother. And she went and I was like, yes, girl. Wet it up, Yo. Don't take no shit, girl. She like, Yo went in hard. I was loving that. I was really, really loving Yo like lose her shit to protect Anya. I was like, that is awesome. That was so cool.
Don't take no shits. She literally doesn't have a butthole. She literally, like, you try to give her shit? Nah. I do have a question that we should read though. And I think it's a pretty good question. But what are your thoughts about Anya's past? That's from Daniel Schufer.
Anya's past must be really dark because the thing is like when the teachers asked her about her like her parents, like her mother, when she was doing the classroom, when she was like they were doing the the episode for the testing to join the school. Anya broke down into tears. Like she literally broke. And again, that was also a very emotional episode, I think, because of the fact that, you know, you could see like Lloyd lost his shit. Like you could, he literally like he went. I almost saw a bit like a Saitama kind of moment where the camera zoomed in and he was about to like club this guy across the face, and he punched the desk instead.
Oh my god, that was so good. That was so good.
It was epic. So I would say the thing is that, with regards to Anya's past, I really believe she has a really troubled past, and it's probably going to pop up in season 2 or something, where they would explore that whole aspect of what she went through. I don't think Anya had a good past. I think her parents probably abandoned her. I think like maybe they found out she had powers, and they were like, we can't have her, and they just like chucked her out, you know, or left her somewhere. And because
honestly,
you could say, mm-hmm.
No, I was just gonna say, honestly, with Anya, she's giving me some 11 from Stranger Things vibes.
Is it?
If you ever seen Stranger Things?
Yeah, I've seen Stranger Things. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really giving me. She feels like slight spoiler warning, I guess, for Stranger Things, but she is giving me the whole like you were taken away from your parents, you went to a lab, and then we like made you get this power kind of.
I don't think she was taken from her parents. That's the thing. I feel like Anya's
born that way.
I don't even know about the whole born that way. She could have been in a lab or something like that. But right. The comments, why are you spoiling Nalu? He was correct. I don't want to know if I'm correct. I want to find out in the series, but apparently I'm correct. Like her parents abandoned her after they found out she had powers. Because the way she broke down into tears when they brought up her parents, like it made it seem that, and especially the way she clung to what made me assume that is that the way she clung to Lloyd when like every time he like at the beginning when he was thinking about leaving her, like he obviously he wasn't thinking about it in a bad way. Miss Nalu actually reads the manga, so he's way ahead of the anime, to be honest. But yeah, the thing is that the way in which they went through it and all that kind of stuff, for me, it was like she was reading Lloyd's mind, and when he said like he's gonna have to take her back because he doesn't want to get a child involved in all this sort of stuff, and seeing her thinking about it, like, oh my god, they're gonna leave me, you know, and the fact that it was heartbreaking. So yeah. I think that's why I came to the conclusion that she has abandonment issues. Like she does not want anyone to leave her, and she does everything within her power to try to keep them together, to keep the mission going, to keep you on.
She sees that they're good people, even though she always says, Daddy's a liar.
Yes, Daddy's a liar.
He's a good person. He's a good liar.
He's a good liar. Oh my god, I love it. Mommy's so cool. You know, but mommy's scary.
Cool. Mommy's so cool. Mommy, yes.
Mommy is so good. Like I like the whole dynamic of it. I do like seeing Lloyd when he's working. Like that whole penguin episode was mental.
That was, bro. You know what's funny? Two things. One thing, I thought about that really hard. I was like, why are they not showing more spy shit and more assassination stuff from the two parents? You know, they're just parenting, you know, which, you know, with Migiti Anya's life, in my opinion, the school life is really funny because it becomes more of a school anime. But I was going to be sad if they didn't show at least one of them doing more spy stuff. Like of course, Lloyd was doing the whole interrogation thing with but with Lloyd, I feel like I was like, oh, but okay, he has spy stuff, but is he just parenting? Like, what is he doing during the day? You know, yes, Anya's at school, but what is he do? I honestly thought that they would show more of Lloyd. And this is not me saying that it's bad how they did it. I was just gonna say if that episode didn't, like that last episode, didn't have that whole penguin stuff going on and him hearing the woman or his neighbors talk about, you know, him being like maybe a cheater or something, I do think I would have given the anime some critique, but they actually fixed themselves. Like they read my mind, even though obviously this is this show came up before me seeing it, right? But you know, they read my mind and they were like, okay, we need to make sure he's still a spy, not just a dad now that goes AFK every now and then and
that's doing that shit
to the plots, you know. Yeah, exactly.
I'll also, just in response to the comment about the anime Kotura, is that how you say Kotura-san? It's an older, apparently it's an older anime that has a similar plot line with regards to this.
The character with telepathy.
Yeah, a character with telepathy, and it's more drama. Right. I have not seen it. I honestly haven't seen that one before. But interesting. Always good to have a suggestion for something maybe that we could check out in the future. So we may actually check that one out at some point or the other. I will add it to my plan to watch because it does have high ratings. From what I'm seeing here, it's like a 7 out of 10 on my anime list, and a 4.5 out of 5 on IMDb. Sorry, on Crunchyroll. So I will add it to my anime watch list.
5, right? 4.5 out of 5.
Out of 5, yeah, out of 5. Okay. So I'm gonna add it to my anime list on Crunchyroll, and I will check it out. I think I'll check this one out when I get a chance.
Funny with that, I actually always thought, what if Anya was older, or it wasn't school related, or if there was like an anime with an older character, and I was thinking this whilst watching Spy X Family, not right now, not from this comment, but it actually reminded me that I was going to bring this up. So thank you for obviously reading that comment. Thank you for the comment as well. one thing I wanted to say is if you had an anime like Anya, right? Oh,
Mhm.
my kid. You had an anime character like Anya,
Mhm.
and she basically, you know how anime characters, like the guys usually are very like they don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, like and when I say they don't understand what's going on, in terms of like someone liking them in a relationship, like if it's like a drama, if you had like a male or female character with these powers and they were like of age, they would literally hear what the other person is never saying during the anime, and the anime would be done in the first episode. So that's why I was thinking like.
I mean, I think if I had the ability to read minds, I think about if I had Anya's ability,
Yeah.
I would use it a shit ton, you know, like to get a lot of things done my way. Like sometimes you're in a situation where you're thinking to yourself like, what's the best way to navigate this scenario, you know? And if you could just read the other person's mind and just know what they're thinking, at least you know how to like navigate that situation. So I think that would be a cool ability to have per se.
Yeah. But I was really
also
from an anime perspective though, like
from
just like,
I understand where you're coming from. I'm also like thinking from my perspective,
from
like
from
a realistic. Yeah,
okay,
I would use that power to like to. The only thing I would say though is having a power like that probably would get annoying after a while because you always be because it seems like Anya can't turn it off. Like she can't like not hear people's thoughts essentially. I
think to a degree.
Because it seems like she can focus in on specific people, but if there's a lot of people thinking around her about a lot of stuff, she gets exhausted and just passes out.
Yeah.
So,
but she was also like she's in classrooms. She was in the big like when everyone was walking into the school. She went through that and she didn't really like
He didn't really pass out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe she can't turn it on or off.
Maybe it only happens when it's relevant to the plot. Maybe, but it doesn't feel like she's always suffering from it. It feels more like when she thinks, then she starts hearing. Like when she starts internally thinking too hard, and then it's like overwhelming, and she can't.
For me, that would be a problem because I internally think a lot. Like right now, as we're doing this podcast, I actually have an internal monologue all the time. Like honestly, for me, all films that have internal monologues are easily better than other films. And the thing is, I actually have an internal monologue that talks when I am doing things. You know, it's like and it's like and. Why did I just say that? Now everyone thinks that I am even cooler than I thought I was. That's my internal monologue talking.
Like around the house making a sound. Damn, maybe I should have added more mayo to my sound.
I actually do that. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I actually do that. I actually think like, oh shit, should have added more mayo to that sound because it would have been even better. You know, so.
I should have gone to the store and bought those tomatoes.
I actually thought that. I thought that today when I was saying.
Would you be a villain if you had that kind of power? Or would, like when I say villain,
I honestly feel like I'll be an anti-hero. Like I would never be a hero kind of character. I don't think that I'm that. Like I don't think my personality matches that. But I would be an anti-hero because I would use my powers to get the dirty work done if it needed to get done. You know, if you know what I mean. Like I would get back at people in a sense. Like if someone. If someone like robs me or something like that, which I've been robbed in the past, I would use my psychic powers to like find out where they live and all that kind of stuff, and like send the police for them or something. Like I would literally like
straightforwardly like, where do you live? And then they think this idiot doesn't know I live.
I would use my.
Think that? If I ask you that, where do you live? Do you think? Oh, Rare, you're stupid. I'm not gonna say where I live on the internet.
I think if someone asks you where you live, I think if someone asks you,
hentai,
it does it 69 hentai. I think if someone asks you where you live, you instantly think of your address, but you don't really? Say it out. I think you logically think of your like you in for like maybe a moment like you think like when you said the question, where do you live? My brain did think about my address for like a split second. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it did like run through my mind for like a split second. And that split second would be enough for me to steal that information. But I wouldn't even do that.
Okay, so in real life, really quick, with the powers, would you try to like, for example, play poker or some kind of game where you would be able to just know what they have in their hand?
Yes, 100%. Yes, I would cheat I would play sports that require cheating and win. I would read minds, right?
For like forever, or like for a certain amount of money, or just like whenever you feel like you need to. So you don't
would do it
smartly.
I would do it smartly because I think if you do too much, you get caught. You know, I think if you do too much, you genuinely get caught.
they would never think, oh, he can read minds.
No, they would think you're cheating or something like that. Like if you're doing poker and you keep winning constantly in poker, they will assume that you're cheating. Like that's essentially like you're not supposed. I would do it in a way to like win the odds, but I wouldn't do it over. I wouldn't overdo it. I wouldn't do it on a game like poker, like for poker, genuine, like alone. I think I would try
but
to.
You could be good at poker though. I do think
you could be good at poker, but even the best poker players aren't like perfect. Like they don't just win all the time. You know, they lose games. Yeah, okay. Sure. Their odds are they have higher odds of winning, but they lose games. That's because poker is all about bluffing and a bunch of other stuff as well. You know, there's some skill involved, but there's a thing. I think it has to do with like if you're constantly winning at poker, I think they think you're counting the cards or something. I think that's something like that. But either way, the point is that I wouldn't do the poker.
I know that works for blackjack. I'm not sure.
Is it blackjack? Is the one where you count the cards?
Yeah, because I actually work with blackjack. So.
Ooh, what do you mean you work with blackjack? You worked in a casino?
Yeah, I did actually.
Ooh la la! Did you wear a tuxedo like a penguin? Did you have a penguin suit?
Yes.
Ooh. Was it like a nice lady that came to your table in a red dress and she was like...
No, actually it was online. It was an online casino. I
don't want to hear anymore. You're lame. Like...
No, it's not lame. You still have to wear suits. You know,
why do you have to wear a suit online? That is lame, right? You should be in a casino place.
I know you're thinking like I'm just gonna go on camera and then I'm gonna be in my boxes and then I'll have those.
You will be in your boxes. Like you have the tux top and boxer shorts.
Yeah, the boxer shorts. Just like regular shorts on. Just like sandals on and flip flops because it's Malta and it's hot as hell.
I would do that. But
they can see your legs.
I would cheat though. I would definitely use my powers for bad things. Like I think most people would use their powers to get through stuff. Like I'll use it to get through exams. I would know all the right answers. I would use it for answer, like, you know, just when you go to like sometimes when you have to go to talk to like maybe you're meeting an immigration officer and you're like you're traveling to a new country and the immigration officer is asking you all these silly questions. How long are you here for? What did you come? Leveler. I'd be reading their mind and I'd be like, let me just tell you something, Leveler. Like let me just tell you something, Leveler. Let me just tell you something, Leveler, right? I don't have no times for this shish. Right? You know? I'll probably use to freak people out as well. Like if someone pissed me off, I would freak them out. I'd be like, let me just tell you something, right? Remember that time when you beat up that guy and you hit it and you stole from your mom's purse and you robbed your cousin Earl, right? I know about all that shit, right?
I've been there.
I will tell, like, you better let me move past. Like, you don't have any questions for me. I am God. Like, listen to me. I know your deepest secrets.
Mind tricks hand thingy. I would just be like,
these are not the Jedis you're looking for.
These are not the I'll just be like, these are not the Jedi. The fuck you just talked about? Oh, okay, so you're not a Star Wars fan. Damn it. Just like I'll just hear his thoughts just say that. Like, the fuck this dude talking about?
I would really mess with people though. I would mess with people a lot. Especially I wouldn't do it to people like I wouldn't do it to good people. I would you know what I'd do too? I would mess with politicians so bad. I would literally I would try to get near to politicians. And I would mess with them.
Would you
like
tell, and I know she might be in stream or in the podcast, but would you tell
like my missus?
Or your kids?
I think I'll tell my kids. I definitely would. I think I would tell my kids, like, I can tell, like, I know what you're thinking, kind of thing.
They might not be able to keep your secret, you know, and you don't want your secret out.
They're kids. They're kids. Like, no one's gonna believe them. My missus, no, I probably wouldn't tell her. Like, I probably wouldn't. Straight up.
Wow.
I probably wouldn't tell her. I'd be using it against her too.
Keep your thoughts and your words in sync.
It'd be used against. I wouldn't tell my siblings. I wouldn't tell my missus. I wouldn't tell like my mom. Like it would be like my kids. I would tell them because they're kids. Like again, no one's gonna believe.
But wouldn't you be able to like help them better if they didn't know that you can think? Like, let's say you said, "Sweetie, what were you doing on that Friday?" And
I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use it for that. You know, I would use it to like whatever they're lying to me because kids lie. Like
they know that you're a telepath, so they know
they wouldn't lie. They would just tell the truth all the time, which would be awesome.
That's what you think. Instead, they might just like, we can't have a guy like this who knows everything about our life.
We need to get rid of him. That's not gonna happen. They love me too much.
Real quick, yes, Miss AR. Yes, I actually do have Anya. I did kidnap her from the anime. I literally went in, reached into the monitor, pulled Anya out. And yeah, Anya.
Who is your best character? Who you were talking about? Who's your favorite character? Though was it Anya or was it someone else?
My favorite character is Anya, but I really like is it Damon the boy that been looking at him and then because I think he's such a great character because he is
Anya's husbando.
And I'm shipping. Like I know it sounds weird, but I'm shipping them. Like
I ship them. I ship them early. You know, they're the same age. You can ship them. They're allowed to ship chibis with chibis. Like it's okay. You know, the most they're gonna do is hold hands or something. You know, it's cool. You know,
but the funny thing is, I can just imagine them getting into an argument and him just holding his cheek where he got punched the first time. It's like, yeah, nah. It's like, yeah, sorry about that cheek punching thing, by the way. Don't piss her off.
Yep, a mother did teach her how to punch out dudes who try to mess up. Becky, on the other hand, I do like. I actually thought Becky was gonna be mean, but after they explode a bit more with her, I do like Becky a lot. Becky's like her best girl.
Anya pulled a really. I don't know if you realize she didn't use her thoughts like that. You know, she actually did it out of like not sure what she was trying to do. Like at least maybe she did use her thoughts. I'm not too sure, but the way she did it, it felt really organic in a sense where it was just like, you know how when she does stuff for Papa and for Mama, she's like, Papa likes this, and Papa told me to say I'm like Papa's child forever or something, you know, or we're a normal family. Like when she was talking to the
and she just says the exact thing he says.
The thing that he's thinking, yeah, and then he doesn't question it, but he's just like, yes, you know.
He actually is like, oh, why is she? He's trying to be like, oh my god,
it wouldn't work on a spy, but it would work on civilians.
Yes, she's very. Anya's very Anya-y. I think another character that I found quite interesting, and I think we will see more of in season 2 is Yuri. Yuri being the brother, yours brother. I found Yuri is like there's that whole side of him where he's at work and he's like a badass and mean and all that kind of stuff, which was a surprise to me when you saw him at work. At first, he seemed so gentle and it's like, we just want to help you, buddy. Like, you know, we will make everything right in the world.
Stinky face.
Smash your stinky face in this table and tell me what I need to know so I can go see my sister.
I have a sister that I need to meet, and she's the fucking love of my life, and I need to see who her stinky ass husband is so I can verify if he's good enough.
It was hilarious.
You know what's funny with him? He is a female version of Yor. He's a bit more, he's a bit smarter, but he is also very ditzy.
He is dense. He is quite dense indeed. Like when he came over, but he's perceptive of certain things. Like when he realized that they touched each other and then they blushed. He was like, you guys, I thought you guys were married. Why are you being all shy and stuff?
Yeah, why? Yeah, but I think he developed that later because of being an interrogator and these kind of things. You know, his job. I don't think he was born like that. I think he was just very good at studying, like your.
She did say he was smart though. She did say he was pretty smart.
Yeah, he is smart, but I don't think he had to learn the feeling smartness. You know, you know what I mean? Like he will textbook. He would be like a psychiatrist or like a psychologist, whatever, and he would textbook like his way to be a psychiatrist would be textbook perfect. You know, he would be a good psychiatrist 'cause he would do everything by the book, you know, and even the interrogation, he'd be like, you know, like he needs to cut this bullshit straight to the fact, smash your stinky face in, tell us so I can get out of here. You know, like he is textbook, maybe in a really awkward way, but yeah. And I want to point out, by the way, the previous episode. Do you remember when we were talking about the future kind of speculation thing? Do you remember that?
Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
Yeah. Right. I just want to make sure if you remember, because you remember how I did say Yor and Lloyd might fight? I feel like I got a W because I might have been 100% right because obviously I didn't know.
Please tell me not googling something and telling me, but I don't want to know. If you guess,
no, I'm not. Why would I do that?
Okay,
that makes any point. But yes, no, I find it bad that you even think that. Like, no, of course
not. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I do find it funny that I speculated some kind of like semi-assassin because there's no way that they're both going to be like, you know, spy killers. Like Lloyd kills people on a regular, you know, and so does Yor. And then her brother, but I didn't even expect her brother to be this character at all, you know. And he's pretty cool, and I'm actually also getting some Lights and L vibes from them, where they're both trying to outspy each other, you know, like kind of like, well, I guess he's like secret, is it secret cop or whatever this, secret police,
yeah.
And for me, I feel like I got a W because I kind of predicted, to an extent, pretty right, you know, pretty accurate, that, you know, maybe in the future they will fight, because he is looking for Twilight. He is actively
looking for Twilight. But
if he gets Twilight.
I think based on how we've seen Lloyd presented, I think Lloyd is like 10 steps ahead of him. Like even like, because Lloyd easily sussed him out.
Older.
He sussed him out so much. He had all the information. Yep, he works for secret police. Okay, cool. La-di-da. Like, as soon as he left, Lloyd was already checking for like...
Lloyd is... yep.
He's checking for like bugs and all that. Like, Lloyd is he knows what he's doing. Like, I'm not worried about Lloyd in that sense.
Lloyd is kind of busted though. I'm not gonna lie.
He is busted.
He can fight. He can do this.
He's got like some kind of like perfect memory, because like when he gets to the aquarium, like how does he know all the penguins' names and stuff? Yeah, this is Harry. This is Penguin Goosey. This is Leotard. Leotard doesn't like this thing on a Wednesday, and I'm like, how the fuck does he know all this shit? Right, you know, which was cool. It was actually cool to see them do that. Like, he freaked out. But then the aquarium guy, when he comes back to work, he's like, because Lloyd tied him up. So when he escaped and he came back to work, they're like, okay, you're in charge now. There's nothing I can teach you. He must have been so pissed. He must have been like, oh shit, I gotta run this whole thing now, even though I don't, like, he probably doesn't know anything because he's the new guy. So
the thing is, I like that he at least admitted that he thought that Lloyd was a nice guy in the end. I do like that. But him banging his head on the cupboard, and then the other officer being like, I see, was self-inflicted.
It was self-inflicted indeed.
That cracked me up so much. He is very likable. Even though, you know, he's against our main boy, you know, in my opinion. You know, he is, you know, in reality, he's a detriment. You know, he might be an enemy. I don't think they're gonna kill each other. I don't think that's that kind of anime. But and there is a lot of killing in anime for being such a slice of lifey anime.
Yeah.
But I think, to an extent, I think they're just gonna always try to be like outwitting each other, and that will be such a good like little mini side game that they're doing, because he's trying to catch. You know, it's like again, it's the whole feeling is spy versus spy. You know,
is
bringing the comic relief. Yours bringing the klutzy, you know, girlfriend relief, but it is spy versus spy in the end, and I do really appreciate it. He's also very like, I don't know, like about you, but the husbandos in the anime, like all the like the handsome husbandos, they're really pushing like the handsomeness. Like Lloyd, extremely handsome. And I watched one episode with a friend who was a girl, and she said, "Oh my god, Lloyd is super attractive as an anime character," you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking like they released Yor, who's like, you know, super like waifu material, right? But and I don't know, like she has the curves in the right places. She has the big bubba, she has the back, you know, she's wearing like mom clothes at home, and you could see the curves, you know, so she knows she has curves, you know what I mean? But I do think that Yuri, Yor's brother, he's a husbando. He is a husbando.
He like, you could see if Yuri wasn't like you know, like if he didn't have a sister complex and stuff like that, you could see he could be bandoed easily. Like you could see like any, like he's, because they both have those kind of like red eyes, and he had the black hair, and he's kind of cool looking, and he seems to be sensitive and all that kind of stuff. But then he's like got that edge to him. He's edgy. He's kind of like gives off a kind of like Sasuke Uchiha kind of edgelord kind of vibe.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. He gives off a Sasuke Uchiha. Sorry,
he does have that kind of vibe, and I do like his design. I do like his character design and stuff like that. I do like Lloyd's as well. I do think Lloyd looks very cool. Like Lloyd is a cool looking character. He does look very top tier bando, if I do say so myself. And he is one of my favorite characters. As I said, like I do like Lloyd. I think I like the dynamic of him when he's like, when he switches up from like he's in spy mode when he's like serious and like killer mode to like when he's like family guy. Like also the thing I like the most about Lloyd, which gives me a very James Bond vibe about him, is how he's just like so charming about everything. He's just like, you know,
like him, like Yuri treating him so badly, and him just being like, like just laugh it off. Like even at the start when Yuri came over, they all were like laughing it off. They both were laughing off. I should say not all of them because it was only two of them because Anya went to bed. But yeah, they were laughing off. And when he went to, he was like, "Yo, you're always welcome back here. Let's work it together to keep you happy." Like if I had a sister, I would be okay if someone told me that. I'd be like, and I'm very protective of my sister. I'm the big brother by like 12 years. So no one coming close to my sister unless they want to get smashed, like in every way possible, right? Yes, even that way. But you know what I mean? Like you ain't coming close to my sister unless you're showing me you got quality husbando, you're quality top tier. And it's gonna be the same thing for my daughter.
For me, it's a bit different. I think like because like with my sisters, I'm sort of like if I trust my sister's choices in people. So like the only thing I always tell my sisters is like, I'm pretty hands off with regards to your relationships, like whoever you fancy or whatever. Like I'm good. Like if you're good and you're happy and stuff like that, don't worry, I'm good. I'm not worried. But if I do get an inclination that someone is not good to you, I will lose it, right? Because I remember one of my sisters had this boyfriend, right? And I'm not a big guy. I'm not like this big bulky mucho gusto guy. I'm just like I'm a regular husbando of dreams, right? And her boyfriend was like this big, strong, buff guy, right? Man, I invited over all my biggest mates, man, like big buff mates. They all came around, like, because I think we were hanging out at ours. I think they had like a sort of like dinner or something like that, right? And all my mates came around and we're hanging out in there, watching the football and stuff. And he's just there, and like he goes to my sister like the next day or something. He's like, I think Q's friends are just all like, all these guys just sizing me up, man. They're just sizing me up. I kid you not, all my mates came like, dude, if you need us to deal with this guy, let us know. Let us know. We got you, bro. I was like, calm down, guys, calm down. He ain't done nothing yet. But that's the thing. Like for me, like I know my homies, like we like even if I'm not enough me to deal with you, like the squad rolls deep. The squad rolls deep. We got you.
Brick squad.
Yeah, but other than that, like I'm hands off. I'm like, look, if she doesn't complain to me about you, you're safe. Right? If she's not coming to me to tell me, oh, this man a crazy person, you're safe. If I even get an inclination
are your sisters younger than you or older? I think
I have one younger than me and one older than me. So I have a younger sister and an older sister. And I'm the same with both of them. Like
I do think though, because of my age difference between me and my sister, that I am actually 12 years old, I almost feel like a big almost like a dad figure to her, almost.
I've always felt like a big brother to my little sister because she's always like, when I was younger, she was very like baby-ish. She's like 2 years younger than me, so she's always been babyish. And then other than that, like even as an adult, I've always felt of her like little sister. I think the first time I actually started to see her as an adult was when I saw her at work. And she was like so serious and like bossy, and I was like, wow, like she a person, like a whole person. Yeah, she was actually bossing me around, and I was like, she's kind of stepped over the line, and I was like, nah, fam, like you forget your place, So like, yeah, but despite that fact, like that's when I was like, yeah, she's a grown person. Like I can't treat her like a kid anymore. But that being said, whenever she's been in a relationship, I've always been like, look, like you do you. But if anything happens, you come straight to me, right? Because I'm a square up, right? I'm a square up. Let's get this done, right? So that's basically my stance on that kind of stuff. I don't tend to get involved in my sister's relationship. I think that's not my place. I think that's overstepping the bounds. I think, especially because they're grown people. It's not like my sisters are like 5 or something. So they're grown people. I'm not getting involved in their relationship and stuff like that. And I think I do like how Yuri does it with Yor per se. But I think he's a bit too overprotective in the sense that, obviously his character has a broader complex, but I think he's a bit too overprotective in that sense. It works for his character, but it works for his character in the story, and I do like that. I do like the dynamic, because obviously they play heavy on the comedy in this.
He is likable.
But from a realistic perspective, yeah, I'm fans of that. Like, even if I had a chibi who was a girl, like, a girl chibi, I would still be like, I think maybe when she's young, like a chibi, I'd probably be super protective. But I think once she's like old enough, like she's probably like, I don't know, like maybe like 10 or something. I'm probably like, if she comes and she's like, she's got a little kiddie boyfriend in school or something, I'm like, yeah, girl, like, that ain't no real relationship. I would be like, that ain't no real relationship. Plus, I would also like want my missus to like talk to her about like what relationships like are like. Because I would straight up tell, like, I'd be like, listen to me, little girl. Listen to me, little girl. Let me tell you something about these mans out here. Let me tell you what they want. Right? Right, and then like I would want her to be very well informed, so she's aware and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, you can't make your kids do whatever the frack. Cause think about it, like our parents wanted us to do certain things that we definitely didn't do. Like they're like,
I'm the opposite of my dad, and I made sure I became the opposite of him. So.
Exactly, and that is what we do. You know, that's what we do. And at the end of the day, I prefer that my kids are like. They understand that they could, you know, like even with my chibi, like he tries so hard to do the opposite of what I tell him to. I'm like, listen to me, do as you are told. But then chibis do that shit, you know. That's just what they do, you know. They just do what chibis do.
I do think it depends on the kid. For example, with my chibi, just real quick, because I don't want to get back on the anime topic.
Yeah.
But I plan to dress up my kid as Anya, and if she says no, you know, no means no sweets and no fun time ever.
Exactly.
So
you're like, listen to me. Your hair will be dyed pink, and you will learn to like do psychic thoughts.
My daughter for this Halloween is gonna be Anya, and I'm gonna be Lloyd. Straight up, boom.
Oh, you need to post pictures, mate. Like I need to see that. Post that on your Instagram. That's gonna be hilarious. We gotta share this around. Like, I
do have to say though, we should with chat just real quick. Sorry to cut you off. This is something Miss AR said. Yuri forgetting to bug the house, and for example, him not noticing that she had blood on her. Like, I mean, obviously he was a chibi back then, but him not picking up that Yor was, you know, an assassin, I guess to say. At least, you know, she started very young, by the way. She was assassin her whole life. She is built to diff at this point. She's an assassin. And that Yor can't pick these things up just shows that he is vastly inferior to Lloyd. Even though I don't
think it's because he's vastly inferior to Lloyd. I think he overlooks things with regards to his sister. I think because when you look at how he approaches everyone else, like he's meticulous in how he approaches everyone else. Like he knew all kind of details about this guy that they grabbed.
So he's still vastly inferior to Lloyd because Lloyd doesn't have that weakness.
I think Lloyd can potentially because it comes down to emotions. It's like he loves his sister so much that he overlooks shit with her. I think if Lloyd builds enough emotion towards someone, Lloyd could potentially overlook certain factors. Because like look at Anya. Well, Lloyd doesn't consider the kind of shit that Anya says, and he doesn't consider women. I was just thinking, and she just said it. Like, how the frack did she say that? How did she know?
Yeah, or your the way that why Yor is the way she is, for example.
Exactly. Like he hasn't figured out Yor yet, and Yor is like a murder person, right? Like he's like, how is she like when he fought Yor and Yor's like swinging her kicks around, and you're like, it's just I do Pilates. Like what the frack? What kind of Pilates you be doing, woman? Yoga.
Bro,
what?
Can we talk about that fight scene? That little like 2-second fight scene that happened when Yor was drunk and she went in all like witch mode and
she was gonna mess him up. Like I'm telling you, that fight continues. Ooh.
Did you see Lloyd's ear? His ear got fucked up from that.
You just saw the blood on his cheek. It was like, Yor was going in.
His whole ear was like, if you look at the anime, his whole ear was like busted and pink. Like they literally dyed his ear different.
I didn't notice that. I noticed the scratch on his cheek, but
rewatch that fight. It's not even long. Like just watch the end of it. Just like, God damn, bro. Like she hits hard. Like that penguin episode, she like literally split kicked that dude straight to the ceiling. He just got stuck there. And then the other two guys just run past and they're like, what did they say? They were like, oh my. And then they just kept going. Like, bro, some dude is hanging by his head.
Oh yeah. Like when they were running past with the penguin and then she just kicked him in the roof. And you know that's the thing. That's what I love about the dynamic of them. Like Anya is like. Anya can't do shit. Anya grabs onto like this guy. He's running away. And it's so hilarious. I'm being kidnapped. I was like, you're holding on to the dude. What do you mean you're being kidnapped? And you're just like, Yor goes into protection mode. Must protect Chibi. Boom. I was like, this guy, the minute Anya like is in trouble and Yor is there, whoever is there, like your life is forfeit. Like that's it. Just consider yourself like your life is forfeit. That's just how badass Yor gets whenever Anya is at risk. Like she is she may not be her biological mom, but your is full mommy mode. Like she is like, this is my chibi.
Yeah,
she's like, do not mess with my chibi. Not a bit. Not in the slightest.
Speaking of what your and chat, Miss AR also said, it's funny how she had this big plan to like seal the whole "why didn't you tell me," that whole question, and she's like, "Don't worry, Lloyd, got this, bro. I got you." The perfect answer, bro. Lloyd's face. Did you hear the water running in the background? Because he broke the fucking he broke the coffee cup or whatever. Just I don't know, it was an actual coffee cup or that was the mood, but the mood just dropped hard, and that was so comical. That was really good comic relief.
But it was also in character for Yor because of the fact that she is a scatterbrain. Yeah, honestly speaking, she didn't tell him about anything because she did actually forget. Yor did forget to she didn't consider, oh shit, he's gonna find out because these are his friends and I have to tell him that I'm married. Because she was supposed to that the whole point was getting married so that she doesn't create any problems for him, But exactly. That's typical. And again, for him believing it, again, it was that is something that she would do because he's known Yor for years. He must know that she's a scatterbrain,
Yeah, that's nothing. And again, like you said, he would look past these things,
Yeah, he would because it's his older sister. He's like, I must protect my sister. She's done everything for all my life, taking care of me, doing everything for me, making sure I had what I needed and stuff like that. For her, it's for him, it's like I need to whatever. She can't see anything bad about Yor. And I think in the story, when he finds out, or if he finds out that she's an assassin, I think it's probably gonna break him. It's gonna mess with him, and it's gonna create a sort of an internal conflict for him as a character because of the fact that there he is trying to do the whole secret spy, this is sort of government agent kind of thing, but also he loves his sister to death. So it's where would it be? Would he pick his sister? Because he would have to make a choice at that point in time. Yeah. He'd have to choose.
Do you think any of the characters will ever find out? Obviously, maybe in the very last episode.
I think the story will have to have something like that, some sort of some sort of culmination where everything comes together.
Could you predict roughly how many seasons? Because here's one thing I noticed, right? How many seasons? I can pretty much predict how many seasons it's going to be, right? Just based off of one thing alone.
What's that?
Right? And it's every season's going to end with Anya getting a star,
So you think it's gonna be I don't think so.
8 seasons. There might be one where it's she might get 2 stars, or she might, not get a star that season or whatever. But I do think it's gonna be 8 seasons. So let's say the number of seasons is 8, which is a lot of seasons.
I disagree though. I mean, Grant, I don't think it's gonna be 8 seasons.
How many seasons do you think?
I don't think Spy Family is that long running a manga. Because remember, this is based on a manga, so Sure. If I have to consider volumes for this manga, I don't think they have that many volumes to make 8 seasons per se. I think possibly maybe 3 is what I'm thinking. If they do the volumes, if they follow the manga to a T, which I believe they will, I believe it's probably gonna be at about say 3 volumes at best. And then three seasons, if not 4 at the best. I don't see 8 as the up. I think 8 seems like too much. And right now, from what I'm seeing online, they have 9 volumes right now in the manga. And what Nalu was saying earlier in the chat is that he's near the end. So if he's near the end and they've got 9 volumes so far, my assumption is that they don't got much more. So, and it's with regards to the chapter, I think for season 1 they used 3 books to do season 1. Season 1 was volume 1 to volume 3 approximately. If not, maybe up to volume 5, depending. So I don't think that they're gonna need that much to actually do it. So at least that's my opinion based on what we've seen, knowing how manga and anime work with regards to the translation and all that kind of stuff. Because in volume, this is volume 4. In volume 4 of the manga, there's still volume 4 of the manga covers when they show the dog for the first time.
Yes.
That's volume 4 in the manga. So if that's volume 4...
No, sorry. I'm not sure.
Well, as I'm saying, I'm just looking at. I'm googling this right now as we're talking. If volume 4 of the manga shows the dog, and they've got approximately 9 volumes because volume 9 came out this year, right? 2022, volume 9 came out, right? And it seems like they've released about 3-4 volumes per year. So the volumes come out quarterly. I don't think we have much more of this as a series. I think it ends. I think it ends maybe in season 3. 4. Yeah, maybe season 4. I think that's the way they do it. So, which is not bad. I think because especially like this.
I think there's nothing wrong with that. I do think that they have content that could go on for a long time. They could. I'm not gonna say they could pull a One Piece on us, but they could. You know, I would like for them to kind of extend certain things. I would love to see a lot more school stuff from Anya. I would love to see a lot more spy stuff from Lloyd. Obviously, it shouldn't sidetrack too much.
Yeah.
You know, but overall, I think that would be great. You know, and I really want them to flesh out the characters because I know I don't read manga and stuff, so I can't get disappointed. But I can imagine the countless of animes that have disappointed the manga readers. You know, because they just skip through some timeline too fast, or they just didn't. You know, they didn't establish certain things. But so far, I have to say I'm enjoying the anime a lot. I really look forward today because I actually got to like binge like 6 episodes in a row, which was really fun. I literally had to start at a certain time because I was already cooking, and then I just realized like, I need to, you know, I need to be able to get this show so I can come on today's podcast and be able to just say, look, I missed the last episode, because then we won't be able to talk about it and we'll have to bring another episode. So, but binging it was super fun. And I look forward obviously to next podcast as well. I know this sounds like kind of like ending the podcast. I'm not doing it. Just bringing this up real quick that I do find this very, you know, it feels good. It feels really good. It feels good to like be able to have this podcast with you, Q, and then also talk about this anime as well.
It has.
What would you rate the anime then? If I can ask, if you can get some kind of insider.
I did give a rating at the beginning. I said it's a 10 out of 10.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't hear. I missed that. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I did give it a 10 out of 10 rating. I did think that like
is it because of the romance? Because you're kind of more, you know.
I do like the romance. I do like the romance. I do like the fact that like there's the potential of Lloyd and Yuri, and you're kind of like
them not like fucking I'm a spy, you're assassin, but I love you too much.
Exactly. I think there's a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of potential for their two characters to like fall for each other in that sense, especially, you know, with Anya being the catalyst. I do like the whole thing with Anya and the boy at school. I think Damien and Anya.
Oh, yeah. Do you think we'll ever get to see them be bigger? Maybe like in a future episode?
No, I don't. I think this story probably stick, because remember, Lloyd's mission ends in 4 months. Like if they go past that, like it would basically go past this like his sort of like the mission ending basically.
So the anime ends in the 4 months basically.
I'm thinking that's how long it runs. I'm thinking like it runs the length of the thing, and by the end of the 4 months, Lloyd probably, like how I'm thinking it would go, Lloyd chooses to stay with his family. Like he chooses to make the family official. Like let's have an official family.
He's still just going to do spy stuff, but he's just going to.
I think they find a way to like unite the country. To unite the country so they don't have to have any spies, because this is based on Russia. Not Russia. Sorry, on Germany. Like I think the whole setting is based on Germany. And so remember when Germany used to be split into like West Germany and East Germany because of like, you know.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was around back then.
Right. So
I'm really bad at history in Europe.
Well, it's actually Germany used to be split into West Germany and East Germany, and there used to be conflict because of that. I think that's the story that they're telling, but through the lens of this anime, and they've made some of the names more fictitious, because some of the names are very much like Germany and some of that,
Henson or whatever maybe.
But they basically, they basically sort of like try to disguise it into this anime kind of format, and it works.
I thought it was more like because they're like Bulgaria and the countries near Bulgaria. I thought it was more like Yuri, like these names are very like semi-Slavic kind of names, you know. Which I don't know much about the history about Germany. I barely know much about World War II actually.
Same. I don't know a lot about it either. I mean,
because we weren't taught that in the
they don't teach you that in the Caribbean. When
I don't know why they don't do it, but I guess it's not really as relevant. But I do know a lot about Trinidad and Tobago history. So,
but here's the thing though. It's not as relevant for us to learn it, but in the same way, they don't learn the history of the Caribbean and like the way in which they teach. Like if you look at when your daughter starts going to school and you start looking at the stuff that she's learning at school, the kind of history they teach them, they don't actually learn the colonial history of like the UK and all these other countries. I remember going through a textbook for my chibi that literally in the textbook said like, pros and cons for like slavery. And I'm like, what the frack? Pros and cons? Like pros? What the frack?
Pros,
fam, I took away that textbook with the quickness. I was like, we ain't having this shit. Like, what the frack? Pros and cons? I was like, there are only cons here, my good sir. Cons, I say. But yeah, essentially it's like I think it's just different places teach history. Like they teach a different history, and the only reason I know a bit about it is because I just tend to like I love watching documentaries. I love learning new things. So like essentially I've seen some documentaries about some stuff like that, and as I'm watching it, I'm seeing a lot of similarities. Whether or not it is it is true because like for example, one of the city they live in is called Berlin. I guess after Berlin, and the whole idea that there's West Ostania and East Ostania, it just gives us the same sort of like thing. So I was like, yeah, this seems like Germany in that time. So yeah, but easily a 10 out of 10 for me. Highly recommended series. And I could say I'm looking forward to season 2. I'm not in a rush because obviously I've still got other stuff to watch because the next anime we're gonna cover is Classroom of the Elite, I think. Is it?
Yeah, I think we were deciding that should be the next one because I've seen a little bit of it already, so it'll be easy for me to.
When you say you've seen a little bit of it, how much of it have you seen?
Up to episode 8.
Okay, because I'm probably wrong there by now. Like I've binged, like after I finished Spy Family, because I finished.
Have you been on the island? Just without spoiling, have you been on the island part?
No.
Okay.
So I'm not there. Like I'm literally where the last episode I remember watching. Because then maybe I'm far behind. Last episode I remember watching, they're trying to help plead the case for one of the boys who's supposed to be expelled, the basketball kid.
Okay. Yeah, I know where you are. Yeah.
So that's about where I am at right now. I do have some more watching to do, but obviously I have to watch when I have the chance. Like I put it on, I watch, that kind of stuff, and it does. I do have a lot to say about it, though, but I'll save it for when we do that episode. I have a whole lot to say because it does kind of like I can't say it here. You have to. Everyone have to wait.
We'll need to switch. Yeah, you guys need to tune in for that next episode on that podcast, on that Innocent podcast, and make sure you guys come in and tune in for that shit. Make sure you guys are not getting spoiled. I'm sorry about the little semi spoiler about the what I said, but I don't think it's too bad. You'll see when you won't be like, it's a spoiler. It's like it's okay. But
I think it gives you guys time to watch the anime if you haven't watched it before we actually start talking about it in grave detail. So I think that's also a good thing as well. Is that it gives you time that you can watch it and get a gist of it and all that kind of stuff.
And that's the best part with this podcast. You guys are able to tune in. You guys are able to hear what is going on in terms of like which topic we're going to talk about. And if you don't want to get spoiled. That's why I'm giving you guys that spoiler warning in the beginning. Just so you guys know, like, okay, I want to watch that episode. I'll backlog to that episode when I've backlogged to that anime and basically watched that. So, for example, if we start talking about whatever anime it could be something that's very new. For example, you just don't have time. Let's say we were going to talk about Chainsaw Man, which is coming out soon. And you might.
Isn't that like this weekend or something? On like I think Crunchyroll has it on simulcast this weekend.
Exactly. Or if you haven't watched Cyberpunk yet, like you might not want to watch the first episodes of the podcast, but you might have watched Spy X Family because it's been out already for a while, and I would imagine more people have seen that over Cyberpunk, even though again Cyberpunk was blasted. That being said, I really want to know more about I keep forgetting it's Damon, his name, right? The guy from the school, and his relationship with Anya, right? Because they're very shippable. And he is actually my other favorite character. So Henson is like one of like he's just really likable because he literally stands up for them. He sees the goodness in them. And Damon, do you think Damon is gonna have any redeeming qualities?
I do think Damon has redeeming qualities because like
he
even
already
like
showed one, right?
Like when he protected Anya, he did. He did jump in. Like he was saying no, like I'll just deal with this myself and all that kind of stuff. But then he jumped in to protect her. And I thought that was really nice that he jumped in to like protect Anya and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was cute. I don't want to like speculate too much on his character per se. I still want to just like wait and just like enjoy it as it happens. But I think he's a good character. I think he's well written. I think all the characters.
Can I talk about some speculating things that I think might happen? Which again,
you are most welcome to speculate. Yeah, definitely go for it.
Because I don't know if we want to be speculating, but I love talking about stuff, and I love like. Let's say we knew that Yor might not say yes, and then Lloyd, like, let's say it was more romantic. Like, I would love to, like, oh, you think they're gonna work out? No, he's doing too much shit, or he's too clueless, or maybe she's too clueless, and he's trying his best, But yeah, back with is Damon, right? Am I saying his name? Is it?
Yeah,
his name is Damon. Okay, so
Damon?
Damien. Sorry, Damien. Okay, cool ass character, like cool ass name. Sorry, but two things with him. The first thing, what I like about him is he is doing things that I feel like me as a younger me would do. Like, I might not like a girl, but I will see qualities like, oh, she's cute, but I don't actually want to talk to her. She's stupid. She's ugly. She has short, stubby legs. Like, I remember being young, and I remember these things about, like, I was such a chad in school. I was such an asshole. I was such a chad, and I was only nice to boys, I was only like,
like, because you don't know how to talk to girls at that age. You're sort of
exactly.
Like, yeah.
And that's what I feel like I can relate to him. Just real quick. And I think I feel like so relatable to him. That's not because, like, that's not only why, but I feel like he's doing things out of passion, which if he was truly a bad character, he wouldn't. And I do feel like, and this is my speculative part, two things. I do feel like his dad might be a cunt to him because he has to do like all this shit to just.
His dad, I could already see his dad, like, because he said he wants, like, in the episode where he said his dad will finally like notice him,
recognition. Yeah, because he's he has daddy issues, right? Straight up. Which, for me, I feel like it's a bit relatable because, I have also daddy issues, I guess, maybe. But the other part is, I do feel like at some point in the future, and this is me again speculating, and I hope we can backlog to this episode and be like, in your stinky face, I was right. Q, you were stinky? No. Okay, but I would like to just see myself in the future, look back at the past and say, oh, rare. How intelligent you are. You smart son of a bitch. You speculate too much. But one thing I would like to say with the future and with the future of him as a character is I do think something like maybe his dad might do some like maybe like him and Lloyd or Anya they might meet his dad and then he'll just be like rude to them for some weird reason and he would stick up for them, and then he would put his like dad's pride or the attention that he wants from his dad to the side to then show like, actually, no, fuck your old ass bitch ass self. Like I'm sticking up for Anya because she my girl now, or something like that, which again, or it doesn't have to be like because it's my girl. It could be like Lloyd because he just realized his dad is in the wrong or something like that is gonna happen. And then he has an interesting older brother that I think they've mentioned a few times, and they've even shown him in like pictures. We don't know what he looks like yet, though. I think.
I don't think his older brother is gonna be nice though. For me, no.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. His older brother is either gonna be like Itachi, where he's like secretly like.
I think he's gonna be like the father. I think he's gonna have a lot
that is prized possession.
Exactly. I think he's gonna have a lot of the father's qualities and all that kind of stuff. That's the vibe I get from the older brother character. I mean, we'll see when it happens, but that's the vibe I get. I get this is gonna be the father's kid. Like he's gonna be more like the father. He's the perfect student, the perfect daddy's boy, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, because Damien doesn't express any kind of like sort of like love or affection towards his brother. For him, it's more like I want to catch up to him so that I can dad can notice me kind of thing. So yeah.
He's hitting some younger Sasuke and Itachi vibes where he's just looking up to Sasuke and Sasuke is like, but I guess not as cool because Sasuke really likes Itachi when he's younger. He was like, oh, Sasuke's so cool. I want to be just like him. And he's like, Sasuke treats Naruto in the beginning like how Itachi treated Sasuke.
Yeah.
Do the like finger flick thing in the head. So I'm not using Naruto as a reference, but yeah. But that's why I like him. I think when I like a character, as much as I think you're, waifu and all that other good stuff, I like seeing a character that has a future, that has potential to be a super cunt, which is what he is right now. Like for example, Game of Thrones spoiler, side A spoiler, but Joffrey's a cunt when you meet him, right? He's a cunt from the start. He's a cunt literally to the end. And the thing is, I like that because I know he's a cunt, but he's never going to be redeemed. He's likable in the sense that you don't like him. Like you hate, like you look at the actor, like I think he even got shit because people just like, oh, you're fucking cunt in real life. But he's a pretty nice person in real life if you see him in interviews. But some people just can't, I guess, take away the actor from the character. But with a character like him, he's like Joffrey, but I feel like he could end up being more like, like a likable character. And then I can't really compare it to any other character right now off the top of my head. But overall, I think he's such a great character. He really shows developments, his developments. Anya is the comic relief,
Yeah, she is very much comic relief.
And as much as I really love the selling points on Anya, she's always going to be comic relief until maybe there's a serious moment,
I do find her character a bit one-dimensional at times. Like the whole comic relief thing is funny, but I think every now and then, like sometimes I want it to ease up, because even when she tries to do something seriously, it comes off comical. It's funny. Well, it's a joke.
She did save that boy.
She did save the boy, which was a cool moment for her. But she did
also drown at the same time.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Like Anya's comic relief still, like even when she tries to do something serious, like it somehow always goes wrong. Like essentially, and she is young, but it seems like in a sense like Anya's not good at anything. Right? She has no skills outside the fact that she just happens to have the ability to like read people's thoughts. Right. I feel like that. Yeah. But she herself like is not very skilled at anything per se.
Do you think though that might change in like let's say season?
Yeah. I think she might be a little bit better. I think her as a character, she doesn't have any, like, remember, she was in an orphanage and, like, she was, like, there and no one wanted to take her and all that kind of stuff. I think she's learning so much being around Lloyd and Yuri and Yor that, like, look at the fact that how much stronger she was. Like, she can punch this boy out from, what Yor taught her and stuff like that. She may not have, like, the same skill and dexterity as them because they've been training for years to be as badass as they are. But I think with time, she would inevitably like be able to sort of like match them or not match them, but essentially be capable.
She'll be the best of both of them, and then also Anya herself.
Yeah,
have her power.
She could she could be the coolest spy because the fact that she could read minds and stuff like that. Like,
well,
I do like there's some cute moments with her. Like when, for example, when she had the penguin, when she got the penguin from Lloyd, and she's like, Agent Penguin, welcome to the base.
Bro, the peanut scene was so hilarious. It's funny because I used to do that as a kid. I would like give my cat like my little like toys food, and then I'll just eat it really quickly. I'd be like, did you like? she looks at the chimera, the lion toy that she has. It's a chimera, and then she looks over like they animate each like frame of her eye moving over to the penguin. She puts her hand up to the penguin, and then she just eats both peanuts really quickly. It's like the truth of the peanut or whatever it was. She said. That was hilarious. And it is good comic relief.
She is a funny character. I do like that comic relief. But again, sometimes I wish she could be a bit more than just the comic relief. Like if she could be a bit more serious in some ways or stuff like that. But I do like Anya as a character. I do enjoy her character. I think she's well written. We will see as the story goes on, but as I said before, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. I do enjoy the story a lot, and I'm just waiting to see where it goes next. I'm trying not to speculate too much because I know if I spend too much time looking into too much of it, I tend to stumble upon spoilers and then I ruin stuff that I want to watch. So for that reason, I'm sort of just like, if I stay hands off and I don't get too
I don't even look at I don't look up stuff like for example with like when Game of Thrones was coming out or when what's this really popular show that came out recently like Cyberpunk. Let's say Cyberpunk. I literally try to like anytime I saw anything with Cyberpunk, I would just like scroll on really quickly or just like I wouldn't even have time to. I wouldn't even read it. I would just be like Cyberpunk. Unless it says song or something, I'll be like okay, But apart from that, I just like just avoided that shit like the plague. I did this for many things, for even game related stuff. Just like the people are literally not able to control their thumbnails or able to control their like little like preview video that they have where it shows you, or their titles as well. The super thick like is Cyberpunk finished and they're going to be and it's just like bro, like fuck, at least give it some time, man. Like y'all motherfuckers have no time. Like regular people are working out here and trying to watch an episode every now and then casually and just enjoy it with their missus or by themselves or whatever, and they're working and just they wanna, everyone has time to binge that shit, and I'm happy that I can do it now, but if I was working I'd be hella pissed because I'd be like, bro, I don't want to watch all this show in like one go, unless it's like the weekend of Cyberpunk where I'm just fully developed. But that's not my regular, I would like to like sit down and enjoy stuff and then move on to the next episode and have something, I like substance, I like knowing that there's a future of anime. I do love my, my short like 12 episode anime where we watch it and it's just like boom, boom, boom. And I kind of like waiting for the next season to come out, but I would like to know that there's a next season already more. But
they do. It does take some a bit of work for that kind of stuff. But it's good to have for me, I do want this to be a short anime. I don't actually want it to be
long. Yeah, same.
I don't need that. I honestly just want something nice and sweet. Watch, complete, get to the end of it, and I can enjoy it that way. I don't really need the whole. I don't really need the whole sort of like long running series, especially like nowadays. I just don't have the time for a long running series. Yeah. So something short and sweet is much better for me than something that
I'm enjoying the short and sweet as well. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, it works better for me in that sense. So yeah, I like the series. 10 out of 10, love it. I think everyone should check it out if they have some space in there.
The whole 8 episodes thing, that's not me wanting that. That's not me like portraying what I want in the series. I'm just saying that I think based on the star thingy, just from the star thingy alone.
No, that's perfectly understandable. I don't think Anya gets all the stars though. Like I don't think she gets it. I don't think Anya achieves anything in regards to that. I think it's random as to what happens. Like I think because what I've noticed about the series is that it does do a lot of stuff to try to like throw you off. So like they'll set up something as if it's gonna work out in this way and then it just doesn't. Because in the beginning, it almost seemed like Anya wasn't going to get anything. And then all of a sudden, she just like randomly got a star by saving this dude, So in that sense, I feel like it just randomly happens that they find a solution to the story or the story progresses. For example, maybe the instead of the whole time it was supposed to take to get to this point, the story progresses really quickly and things, timelines and everything move up. And then you have Lloyd having to make different decisions and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but in a sense, it's sort of like I just want to sit back and enjoy the show and wait to see what happens. Yeah. So to me, it's like it's just let me enjoy the show, let me enjoy what's going on with it and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll see what happens when that time comes and they've explored that whole aspect of it. We'll cross that bridge at that point in time. For now, I'm good as it is. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. And other than that, I'm not bothered. So yeah, that's essentially it. So I think we've covered it pretty much everything about the series, have we?
Some small things I guess we could talk about, but I'm good. Yeah. I'm again with you. I'm on the same bench as you. I do think that I don't know my rating personally though. I do feel like the characters are likable enough. I feel like Yor is slightly one-dimensional as well, but she does have backstory, so I can't wait to find out more. So for now, I would say she's more one-dimensional. I have seen characters like her where they get hyper angry, which I love, by the way. Don't take this as me just wanting to shit on Yor or whoever just for whatever. I'm just trying to say that I've seen characters like her in anime before, and I'm pretty sure most of you people who've or listening to
Definitely.
the podcast currently, who know a lot more anime than I do, you've seen this character multiple times. I love how she flew around the corner. Did she stop to do with the grocery bag, for example?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that, or whatever, like the groceries just smashed, or she like breaking the like she does some extreme stuff, like she threw a ball so hard that it cracked a tree. Like that's an insane levels of strength, and it's cool to see it, and it's almost like I would rather have them gone more realistic. I know that's just anime stuff, but maybe making her a little bit more realistic would have been nicer to see instead of her just being hyper busted. Like she could have been hyper busted and not needing to like kick a dude so hard he flew through the ceiling. Actually, no, I think someone can actually do that, but it's still very hard.
I don't want for me, I don't want the realistic of the series. I've just come to the point like the comic relief is too good, like especially because of the fact that none of the characters are realistic. Like Lloyd isn't realistic. The kind of stuff that he can do. The fact that Anya is a psychic, like come on, like to me it's just like this is comic relief, and it's not trying to tell a real life story. It's just trying to be entertaining and fun, and that I do like about it. I just like a good, entertaining, fun story, and this delivers that for me, and for that I'm good. Like I'm not thinking any further than that, with regards to the series. I just wanna take my time, enjoy the series. And as I said, like my time with it was enjoyable. Every episode I watched, I was hooked. I was sitting nicely and all that kind of stuff. And also, I have noticed the comment, and the comment in the chat about Lloyd actually, all the few chats who voted for Lloyd. Lloyd did get some votes, which is good. Nice to see Lloyd got some votes.
He did?
Yeah. Someone commented about it. So yeah.
Well, let's just say for all the people who are just listening to
for those who are listening to the chat, it's basically 50% for Yor. 38% for Anya, and Lloyd has 12% of the votes. So,
not bad, Lloyd.
Not bad, Lloyd. Lloyd in the top 3 votings there. That's good. It's good to see my boy in there. But of course, yours winning, and Anya is a quick second. On the official IMDb page, it's actually flipped around between Yor and Anya. So Anya is second, Anya is first and Yor is second if you go on IMDb as favorites, and Lloyd is I think third or something like that on the IMDb page. Right. So, but for what we're looking at here,
hard being a man though.
I mean,
you got waifus like friggin' Yor in the anime, but it's hard to like be.
Ain't nobody trying to like super choose a bando when you have waifus like that. I mean, granted.
There's a lot of anime viewing chicks, you all need to push your game up. You need to get your girls to come in and vote for these husbandos.
I think
make sure that men know. Make sure that the men know.
It depends on how
it be husbando.
It depends on how bando the series is, though. Like for example, like Black Butler. The Butler is like he's top tier bando.
I've never seen it. I'm sorry.
It's I think I've watched it, but I don't remember the full story. So it's been a while. If I were to talk about it on the podcast, I'd have to watch it all over again.
I need to watch it too.
Yeah, so
but my initial response, I do think that Lloyd, and I think most women, only from my friend and my own personal opinion, I do think Lloyd is husbando material, like top tier husbando material.
Yes.
He probably still even got a V card, and probably Yor as well. So their relationship would be great, and if it doesn't work out, he might be single for all y'all anime loving waifus out there. You'll need a good husbando. Just hang up a Lloyd post in your bedroom or whatever you ladies do. Put him on your background screen for your PC or desktop or whatever.
All right, so I think with that, we've covered pretty much everything we wanted to cover with this series for Spy Family. I think if you guys have any other further questions, if you guys want to talk about it some more, that's what the comment section is there for. We can hop in the comments and talk about the series some more. Other than that,
you'll see both me and probably Q there as well.
I'll hop in the comments.
Definitely Q, but you'll probably see me as well there. Commenting. I do read those comments, and I definitely know that Q reads all your comments. So
yes,
put your comments there if you're watching this in post. And if not, you can guys just jump in the Simply Page Discord and talk about it there. There's lots of people who probably have watched this anime already, and we will have some discussions there as well.
There is an anime chat in the Discord as well. Yeah, definitely for that. So with that, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Any last words you want to give, or were those your last words?
Last words.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
my last words.
Okay, cool. So you could find Rare on pretty much everywhere at Rare Entry. It should be on the screen. And you can find me at Healthy Guardian and of course Simply Binge at Simply Binge. So with that, thank you very much for you guys checking it out. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, and make sure you pin the podcast, the notification for the podcast, the next episode. They will be listed on here before the episodes come out, so you can click the notification so you have it ready. You'll be notified as soon as the episode goes live. The next episode, as I said, is gonna be around
Classroom of the Elites.
Classroom of the Elites, and after that one, I'm not sure what we do next. It depends.
Maybe Chainsaw Man. Maybe we're thinking about it, right?
Maybe Chainsaw Man, maybe Konosuba, but we'll see.
Maybe Konosuba. Probably one of those two.
One of those two.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes after Classroom of the Elite, but that would be next Wednesday. We'll because we may end up. I don't know if we end up with 2 episodes for Classroom of the Elite as well. But so far, every anime we've covered has been 2 episodes, so we'll see how it goes with regards to this. I am gonna try to see if I can get you the whole series, but Classroom of the Elite is 2 seasons, just to keep you in the loop. And you've only seen up to episode 8 in season 1. I've only seen up to, like, I don't know where I am at, but somewhere in season 1 still as well. So we'll see how it is, because we do have things that we have to do during the week as well. That, you know, so we'll for catch up with that.
But also, I do want to say we might still talk about Spy Family in the future. There might be 1 or 2 things or some mentions and stuff. So do keep that in mind.
Okay. So thanks for everyone who tuned in for the podcast today. It is a pleasure. I'm a bit jaded at this point in the podcast because I just came straight from a stream to the podcast. So I do feel like my energy level is dipping pretty quickly. So with that, thank you guys for popping in. It was a pleasure. The poll is ended. Thanks for everyone who voted. We had a splendid first time, and I will catch you guys in the next one.